You choose a road bike, a Roubaix bike. Why?
Because it's faster than a gravel bike, you know, then it's better. I have still a small suspension in the front, then should be okay for this kind of trail.
I'm not sure if that look in his eyes was total confidence when he said it should be okay. I think he's going to be... Well, you can see him here chatting to one of those champions, Matthew van der Poel, multiple-time cyclocross rider, a real exciting rider, somebody who loves to race. He's kind of either in it or he's not. I had the pleasure of watching him mountain bike, road race, cyclocrossing when he was a youngster. A rider who's going to get that fast start out and away. You can see the riders quickly clipping in. Peter Sagan takes a little bit of a look down, maybe didn't hit that quite as smoothly as he would have hoped, as the big pack 140 riders head out and away, and as they go alongside the rail lines, that snake compresses itself around those turns. Is anybody going to put in an early push for glory? We have to see our little bridge over the top of the railway tunnel, that little bit of a chicane in and around, and a lot of the riders won't be used to going straight into a climb like this, because this is the first kick up. You see the wall on your left hand side, so it turns in to the porticos, and in between those road bars to go. Porticos on our left, right to the top. It's absolutely stunning, but at the moment the riders are focusing on the wheels of the riders in front and heading them up at the moment, you can see. And it is going to be Cort Nielsen leading out. Magnus Cort Nielsen characterized the racing. We see a lot of almost dead turns actually out on the course a little bit further in, so that's when you're going to get compression and expansion in that bunch as they very quickly start to push up onto the climb. And at the moment Marco Gazzola of Italy leading the group, but look at this. You can just see in that light orange colour, it is Matthew van der Poel just pulling up onto the section. And that chasing group, well, it looks like it is pretty active at the moment. This very Strada Bianchi-esque section of the roads. We're a long way of skills as a cyclocross rider, like a lot of the riders from Belgium and Netherlands growing up riding cyclocross. He has got those skills in there, and been lucky enough to be on the microphone and see him in action. You can see at top there sealant, so aerosol sealant on the back there of the Daniel Oss of his seat tube. The Vermeesh, I think, has gone for the option. If I can't get to a feed zone to get assistance there, it's going to be game over anyway. These riders are able to ride basically any bike they choose. No e-bikes allowed with feed zones. I think the chasing group here, not so much chasers, they're at 3 minutes. So with 94k covered, heading towards half a race distance, the riders going through that feed zone, taking it pretty easy. In fact, they could probably stop for a latte, never mind an espresso, as they come through, taking on board some fluids there. Peter Sagan on the left of your screens, and there's some serious chatting going on here. This is not a concerted chase. Sasha Weber just up on the throne in front of you. You've got to get over it, and that has translated across from America and here into the riding. And these riders ride everything. You know, they're going to be riding cross. We've seen crossover with mountain bike. I won't put any spoilers out about the finish of the women's race. If you haven't watched it, please make sure you do. It's a real cracker of a race. So here, as we head over the half race distance, we see our two leaders here at the 2022 UCI World Gravel Championships. It is Gianni Vermeesh, the Belgian, with the black, yellow and red stripe on that light blue jersey, leading the Italian rider Daniel Oss in that blue azure mix of surfaces. There's got to be adept, not just at riding, but at racing on all of these surfaces. And if, like me, regular rider on gravel, regular rider on the road, on the track, on the mountain bike, every time you ride a bike and you're riding it out, it takes a little bit of time to get used to that bike, but the skills that you require are different, and the way you make that bike handle. If you're riding a mountain bike through a muddy section, you would ride that different to a cross bike. You ride it different to a gravel bike. Where the grip is on the tire, how much grip there is, how fast you can throw, how much you lean those bikes is something that only comes. Taking a look down at our chasing group here, And looks to me like the gap has opened up. It looks like it's Van der Poel on the front, Van Avermaet sitting in second wheel, and third wheel at the moment is Alessandro De Marchi. So De Marchi at the moment is the rider who has managed to go with Van Avermaet and Van der Poel. So 2 Italian riders, 2 Belgian riders, and 1 Dutchman in our leading 5 riders. Alessandro De Marchi, Mathieu van der Poel, and Greg Van Avermaet. What a triumvirate of talent. What a trio of riders. And they are coming up on a group here who I think are pretty oblivious to the fact that the race leader's gone through and the chasers are on their way. They'll know the figure of Van der Poel. They've probably seen him on TV. And the shout came out there, get over. You could hear it coming through. You know, as you come up to a group, you're looking to take some draft. He was tight on them there, but then a rider just drifted off the front of the big pack. And I think there's going to be a that was a close one moment there. So Van der Poel moves off to one side. 2:31 is the gap to our chasers behind. They're starting to make ground, but not fast enough. Van Avermaet on that brand new gravel bike there from BMC. A bike that has already been seeing some fantastic action yesterday. You can see the canyon there of Van der Poel. Then it's going to be the earlier bike of De Marchi going through. All the riders on deep carbon rims, all on disc wheels, as you would expect. A lot of the riders, though, rolling on 32mm tyres rather than going right out to a proper full-on gravel.
Always the same.
So, and the guys asking what the gap is, just saying, well, it's the same, guys. It's just the same. And that's exactly what so the riders are looking for. They're looking to know, have we caught, have we distanced? Are we getting pulled back? At what point do we make that decision? They've both just got that same information. Well, you can see the shouts there. One of the age group riders getting the support of his countrymen there. So now these 2 riders surely must know, with 12 kilometers to go, this is got to come down to this last few K. And they've got to be thinking more about taking the win now than they are about what's behind them. They've been there, they've seen that, they've done that, they got the T-shirt. There's only one shirt they want now. That is the World Champions shirt, the one that comes with the rainbow stripes on it. Over 30 miles an hour coming out of these riders, just under 30 in fact, if I get my maths correct, as they go through at 51, 52 kilometers an hour. Racing group. The last time I checked we got this was still hovering at the 2-minute marker, and it has once again reformed here. So the group has come back together again. Got Ballerini in here. We have caught Nielsen in the group. You've got Van Avermaet working well in the pack, but at the front of the race, Gianni Vermeesh at the moment. Now our cameras come back to the head of the race. We're looking for Daniel Oss to see what has happened to Oss. Is he on the wheel of Vermeesh? Vermeesh is working very, very hard here at the moment. He's took down. I'm looking for the shadow of Oss, and has Oss gone out of our sight at the moment? The front of the race, we're focused on one rider. We've got less than 6K to go. And it's looking to me like there's been problems for Oss. We look to see if we can see with the side of the road. No news coming in on our cameras or on race radio, in fact, at the moment. But at the front of the race, Gianni Vermeesh has broken clear. He's on his own, and it could well be he's looking to solo into the finish here today. So this is an interesting development here in the racing. And there's going to be all sorts of tales. He gets to the defences and takes a right-hand turn. So I think that was 50 seconds to Oss at the moment. So that's just coming from our motorbike crew. It's 150 to the main pack. Here is Oss now. I'm just looking to see if there's any damage to him or his bike at the moment. He's looking to me, he's looking tired. He's certainly pushing a big gear around here. But Voss has been a distance. No sign of those wheels bouncing on the rims. And Oss now is the chaser, the sole chaser behind our race leader. Here he comes, it's Gianni Vermeesh. He's got a big enough gap surely now to take this out. He can take his time, he can pick his line, he can be careful when he comes up to bike markers. Our cameras are smacking into the trees as we come down here. The cameraman wants to be right on the wheel of Gianni Vermeesh. He comes round this turn. Our cameraman just can't make that corner as tight as these cyclists can. Coming around that turn, he doesn't need to help it, but look at this. The pressure is on. Is he going to start to use that rubber crumb section as well? He used that on the first time and the second now. He stays on that hard-packed surface at the bottom. He's got 1K to go. 1,000 metres to go to the finish here. Above him is Os, and Os surely must know now that his chance of taking a gold medal rests on a major mistake. A massive mechanical is going to have to happen, and I think Os is tired. Look at him locking up the bike on the way down there as he came down that descent. That is a sign that he's not going to get back for me. He's not got the strength, he's not got the pace. So the time check comes up, 27 seconds between the rider on your screens, Gianni Vermeesh, and Daniel Os behind him, and then just over a minute and a half across, then back to the big group of chasers who are fighting it out for third place and the bronze medal here at the UCI 2022 Gravel World Championships in Veneto. The right-hand turn is done. No mistakes by Vermeesh. The motorbikes will try and get around this as quick as they can. They know that they've got Daniel Os chasing hard behind, but Vermeesh now is on to the tarmac. He's going to come down alongside the spectators. He's going to take the left-hand turn. 300 more meters to go. What is he feeling now? It's got to be pure elation, because he knows that there's no way he's going to get robbed of the very first men's elite title. He punches the air. 200 meters to celebrate now. He looks over his shoulder, the professional touch. Belgium are going to take the first UCI Men's Elite World Gravel Championships here in Veneto. Gianni Vermeesh takes it away. He comes in and across the line. What a ride. The long breakaway paid off. And Gianni Vermeesh is the world champion as he comes in through the line. It's going to be a silver medal. It will be scant consolation for his long-time comrade in arms, the man who tracked all the way in, and it was only in those last few kilometres that Daniel Os was distanced. It's going to be a medal. It's going to be a silver medal for Italy here. Daniel Os waves to the crowd. I'm not surprised. He takes that in. Breathe it in. Home turf in Italy. Daniel Os, second place, and it's going to be a silver medal for the tall man who comes in and across the line. Here's Bond, not too far away in Trento. That's our first two riders in and done. But remember, we have a big pack behind. You can see the hugs here, and what a result there for Gianni Vermeesh of Belgium. And we know the Belgian squad's always so strong for things like cyclocross. Today it came down to this. Now here comes the sprint. This is for the bronze medal. Well, look at this. It's Van Avermaet trying to get the better of Van der Poel. The two class riders have come in. It is going to go to Mathieu van der Poel. It's not going to be a champion's jersey this time round. It's going to be the bronze medal for Van der Poel. Fourth place for Greg Van Avermaet as they come in and through the line here. What a result for the riders coming in to the finish here. Look at that. There is big congratulations. Greg Van Avermaet congratulating Vermeesh there. Lysenko absolutely respectful. He's almost laid on his bike. You can see all these riders are really having to suck up the oxygen at the end of the race. You can see everybody coming through this finish. You're going to get congested now. There's a whole load of riders in the age group coming through, mixed in with the